is up, Nino Bro? Giving it a host because I'm so nice. I still need to put a thing for that. Alright. I started a teeny bit late today. Apologize, I'm just gotta... I was getting ready for it, and then I kind of forgot what time it was, and then boom, it was like 5 minutes to go, and I'm like, oopsie, gotta hurry. But yeah, so we're good there. And Skype may be here in just a bit. But yeah, so we're all good. All good in the hood. Just the one level. It's a pretty decent score for how level I made in like 2 seconds. So quiet. I know. I'll turn it up a little bit. Hold on. Ow. Did that do it? Why is there a beep now? Alright, that should be a bit better. Let's see if I can do this. No charge? No, volume should be pretty high now. If you're talking about Skybane's... Talking about Skybane, he's not here yet. If anything, I think the volume's too loud now. For me, it's a lot louder than it is for you guys. I probably hear like almost twice as loud. TBH. Rabble. He'll be here. Give him time. Someone skip lunch? I skip lunch. All I've eaten today is a Pop-Tart and some ice cream. I have a very healthy diet right now. I need to get more groceries, that's why. I don't have like anything. Old School Matt, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Oh, damn it. Thought it was the quick boomerang from the icon. It looks so similar. Just one goes one way, one goes the other way. Okay, that's the dash. Bye-bye. He will be here. Get out of here. Got him. Big dudes. Sometimes all you need is 2 men. Got the key. I'll take my cut. Ow. The real cut man. Oh, you gonna make them? Oh. Right now. Ha 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 ha. I gotta do the key again. Let's try this one. Go up. Maybe he doesn't have a weakness. He's doing a pretty good job. Got him. Great! Dogman Stage OST. That was gonna be a long one. There we go. Well, the best song of the game. Interesting how that works out, isn't it? Well, here's the man of the hour. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, where's my round? Where's my round of applause, eh?
Oh, and then he got offline. And there he goes. As soon as he was here, he left us. Rip in peace, Skybeam. Life was just never the same. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. I think he might be back.
Yeah, you killed me with a fanfare.
I was just trying to give you the proper warm-up that you needed.
Do it more carefully next time, don't you?
You don't have to do that. Boy.
What stage are we doing here?
This is just, like the live challenge thing. Oh, we haven't got any stages yet.
Oh.
Just, awaiting stages.
Says, bars haven't slapped my fish for less.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, that was cute.
It's very cute. I need to like run to an enemy or something. Maybe I should try going another way. Yahoo! Yahoo! I really hope in Mega Man 11 when he jumps off Rush, he gets Yahoo every single time. He just goes Yahoo! Every single time you do it. That's all I
Wouldn't get annoying at all. No, not at all.
That'd be cool. Oh, and I'm in the wall.
Sure.
And I'm out of the wall. And I'm back in the level.
That was a little awkward.
Really?
Oh dear, wow, he almost got me.
Almost got dieted. Yahoo. Yahoo. It'd be like in X4 when Zero always goes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Let's talk about that for a bit.
It's not over yet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Weird cries.
You know what? We're gonna do it this way. Yeah. Yahoo. Yahoo.
That is much easier. Wow, when you're not getting pelted by bullets, of course.
Stop it. Is this the boss? Uh-oh, Cutman. Oh, you got a little fanfare too from the bullets. Ow. Alright, I'm having any more over yet. No! I didn't get serious enough.
About Zero, but when he says it's not over yet, he somehow sounds congested.
Ooh, okay, I got it. It's not over.
Yeah, that would have.
Yet. I like the little hat. Get out of here, cut,
Hurt.
man.
There we go,
Trying
nice.
to take my cut.
A nice bunch of confetti going on around you.
Yeah. sometime last week I beat Mega Man X4, and I have to say I do like that game quite a bit.
Isn't it?
Yep. I would have to say, from the first collection, which I pretty much 100% beat. I just need to beat the challenge thingy, which I probably will cheese it and just do most of it on easy, because a lot of it's kind of hard and dumb. Like not having.
You can get away with that.
Okay, at least I can slide. Huh?
You can get away with that just doing it on easy mode.
Yeah. There's like one achievement you need to do, like not easy mode on. Oh, I gotta go down.
Dang. I'm nuts.
Lasers. That's cool. No. I'm going down here. Oh. Well, we're done going down, you guys. I found that out right now. What am I doing?
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Oh, okay, good. I got it saved. Gotta go this way? No, just gotta go right. Oh yeah, I can't charge. Rip in peace. Alright. Worth all the damage. But yeah, so X4, I like it quite a bit. I like how it doesn't really have anything dumb in it.
Yeah, it's a really fair game.
Yeah, it's fair design and fair, or just doesn't have anything like dumb to collect. If anything, that game is like really easy, which I kind of like, except for when you get to Sigma, he's pretty hard. But at that point, you know, he's the last thing in the game. I'm like, you know what, that's fine. Like,
who are you controlling, Zero or X?
I did it with both. I did Zero first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you know, we've been playing a lot of Mega Man, and we've only got to kind of play Zero, so might as well do a full run.
That's neat. It's like you said, you know, there's nothing stupid in it, or nothing that really stands out as good. But I mean, aside from that, I also just think it's just a lot of fun. You know, just a lot of pure fun. You know, slicing things and blasting things. It's just well designed. You know.
Just a good old time.
Yeah. Like there aren't hordes of enemies that are on screen at one time. And you know, everything comes at you. Oh dear, that was unfortunate.
That was stupid.
Nothing like jumps at you, I guess. There's never like too much to process at one time, and it all kind of comes at you in bits and pieces, you know. And in that respect, I guess you could say it's kind of easy.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty easy, especially when you have the weaknesses. Like all of them just like are like, well, I guess I'm dead. Like, except for like.
And all the same.
Spider,
The same. I think it's it strikes a good balance though. What do you think of X5? I know we kind of started on that one, and
I haven't got to. That's the next one. I'm probably gonna start that one today.
Okay, I'll be I'd be interested in tuning in then, because that's I'd say it's the most controversial game in the X series. I said that before, of course, but
Oh man, I thought I had enough health and enough time to get through there. But
X7 and X6.
But speaking of controversial, I've also unfortunately decided that I will be 100%ing all of those games as well on the second collection, so...
I've decided that?
Yep, unfortunately I've decided that. Hey, stop.
It all comes down to this.
So I'm gonna be 100%ing 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Hey, good luck with that.
I'm playing X7 again, but now I gotta, like, play
At the end of the day, you're almost gonna be forced to like it.
No. No.
First part.
Never. Oh, can I hit that guy from here? No, of course not, except that's the weirdest arc of all time. Whatever. There. Got it. Do I even have anything? I have this. Get out of here.
See, Felix says he's going to be streaming Mega Man X4 tonight himself. Okay, well, good luck with that. If you guys are interested in checking that out, then you know where to find C. Felix.
Yep.
I might check that out as well if I'm not over at Josh's stream.
Well, I guess I'm not going that way. Actually, hold on. Is this? Okay, it is.
Oh, that's an idea, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
Woo.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Got it. Oh, we got it. And we're all done.
I wonder if that's how you were supposed to break through that barrier.
I don't think so. But that's the way I do it.
Okay, well, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for all of us.
That's what I've been saying.
Dudes define our identities.
There we go. Mega Man Z tutorial level. This is the final level. It's the final boss. I can't charge. I can slide though. I almost beat the whole game in one night, but Sigma just walled me really hard. I'm like, alright. I'm like, I'll just try this again. I got it pretty good. The first form I got down really easy, but I mean, it's not hard. The second form I got down after a while. I do like fighting Sigma a lot in that game.
Yeah, he's a really fun fight. His second form, again, it does take some getting used to, but once you do get the hang of it, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I feel like a master when I do that one. Oh. Yeah, I saw it.
Now, how would you know there's a step above that?
Yeah. Alright, well there we go. That was the Mega Man Z tutorial level. Yay! Wahoo! That's it. Wily's dead. Congratulations! You win. Loading level beta. Yep, that's the one we beat. Good job, buddy. There you go. And that's the other one we beat. Good job, buddy. There you go. And that's the other one we beat. Good job, buddy. There you go. And that's the other one we beat. Good job, buddy. There you go. And that's the other one we beat. Good job, buddy. There you go. Everybody did it.
Paperwork after you finish it.
Good job. Oh, we still haven't got a
Did
level
you guys
yet.
see? Did you guys see that Wily took over the Mega Man Twitter account earlier this week?
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. Let's see. Maybe we should make a level. Level won't be disqualified. Gotta get some Springman level. Gotta get a Spring Boy going.
Yeah, see, Felix, I like to think that Wily just has a self-destruct button that he hits every time Mega Man has cleared his fortress.
There we go.
Twitter said. Oh yeah, he wasn't here this time. I
Okay.
wonder where he was then.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Quitting. Weapons. A frame one move that hits around. Let's get the shine. What else is fun to mess around with? That one's pretty fun. What else we got? That one's pretty good. We'll get the block boy just for fun. Oh yeah, I've got a magnet beams in this game. We'll get both rushes. Gotta have both rushes.
One includes the magnet beam because I know it cheeses everything.
Can't have that here. You know what? We gotta have Cutman in there. There we go. Perfect. That's the set we're working with today. That's the set we got.
He's most eloquent.
And we gotta pick Springman set. That's the music now. Okay. I like the other one. Give me back to that one. There it is. Alright, let's see. Alright, we can go ahead and delete this. We don't need this. That was just a test. Let's see. Wait, you can have a weapon remover? That's crazy. Alright, let's see. And then let's see, when we get to this screen, here we are. Gotta have a... Oh wait, how do you do the background thing in this game? This one? Yeah. Screen. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now it's a real game. Now it's art. Let's see. Where are the little springs? Gotta have springs. These are all enemies. Oh, is it here? Yeah, here we go. Punch ball. Oh, these bugs. Okay, I remember. These are the ones that give you that secret area. Okay. What about,
I'm struggling to remember which ones those are.
There's the one that has the little faces on it. Yeah, those ones.
Oh, those ones. Okay,
You
yeah.
jump on
It's
them,
funny.
it turns.
You know, I'm in 8-bits.
Yeah. Let's test this one out.
Yeah, that exploded all right. You can make that go on as long as 9 seconds? That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Let's see. How well do they handle screen transitions? Okay.
Not well at all.
Understood. Let's see.
Guess we have to assume it exploded off screen.
That goes so fast. What if we had does that carry over? Yep. That's scary. Oh, these springs are from 6. So gotta have some springs in there. Count as an object. Yahoo! Alright. Let's see. Wait. Let's see, what else should we have going Perfect. And then we can have like right here. Hey, where are the ladders? Oh, here? No. Oh, there they are. Secretive ladder right there. So you guys know, I don't know what I'm doing. If we ever give a level, I'll play it, but I'm just kind of messing around. I'm doing the
It's neat to go into this actually once in a while and see what's new.
Yeah.
When this game first came out, and it had a lot of great stuff when it first did come out, but man, now it just has so much more stuff. It's kind of almost a bit intimidating, honestly.
That needs to be separated. That also needs to be. I don't know. That needs to be separated. Yeah. Put that there, not there.
Looks like a DS sideways, doesn't it?
Oh, this, yeah. Let's see. Where is... Gotta have the fun house right here. Probably do higher than that. room off here. Get that out of here.
I don't want any unnecessary intruders.
Exactly. We'll put the E-tank right here. Good job, you found it. Put let's see, put a light here. Good job, you found it. Yeah. That's all they get for finding that. Nothing else.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Looks like I put like a hidden thing. Well, let's see. Actually, hold on. Wait. I got an idea. Where is it? I know it's in here. Yeah, this one. Okay. I'm gonna put it right here. Hold on. I have to test this out. Okay. Alright, perfect. That's just what I wanted to do. Okay. So then... Yeah, you'll be able to get on there. So we'll put that little tiny hole right there. With a... just leave it a tiny hole. Maybe. I might have to put another one. How do I do this? Oh wait, hold on. I need to test something.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to do here.
Hold on. Let me just put that there for a second. Or I think right here, actually. There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Off screen with Rush though, can you? Oh, you're gonna put a ladder up there? Okay, I think I see it now.
just a random ladder, like, and then this block goes up. So you can like do the jump to get up here. I think I might have to have it one lower. You can do the jump to get on here with the coil, and then you do the jump off here. And you wait for it to come back. You coil again, and then you can get up here to the secret area. Ooh, what wonders!
Can you get to the
would be
top
up
though with Can you get to the top though with Rush? Like, will the screen transition upward when you're using Rush?
Yeah, let's see. I gotta put something in here. Alright, let's go ahead and try that. Ah, it's too far. Okay.
Wow, so much for that.
Yeah, hold on. We can try it again. Just gotta move the ladder closer. Oops. Wrong button. I guess you could also do this one. But then you'd have to do coil right here. Oh, what? Oh, I can't get it to go left.
Right? That's weird.
Yes, this is weird. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I guess you also could just do, if you see it, you jet from all the way over here, probably. That's like hard with it.
Maybe you should just put that block back.
Hold on. Yeah, alright.
It was better with the block.
The block where?
Around that, the area of that ladder. You had a block there before, and that enabled you to, like, adjust your position so that you could put rush coil on the disappearing block.
Okay.
Is that they don't allow you to adjust your position. They put you in one fixed position.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Hold on. There. Oh.
Wait, what even happened? This is a little awkward. Yeah, this is,
Hold on.
This is a bit strange.
Let's try just...
Hey, you can turn that into a gimmick. Ah!
There we go. Okay, now let's try it. Maybe now it'll work.
They're maneuvering blindly through that part. As you can get on while you can't even see Mega Man.
Let's see.
Live spelling out LOL. Saying, what time is it? Theory time!
Would this work? Or does that just...
Welcome to, Jump Some Theories on this old school mat. At the moment, we are playing Mega Man Maker. We're not playing Mega Man Legends, which might, the immersion from the theories that you're proposing to us, but, we'll do the best that we can.
Oh, here we go.
Honestly, though, I think we can focus more on Legends when we actually are playing Mega Man Legends, but hey, you know, we're Legends fans, we got the blood of Legends in us, all the time, so... You gonna keep this off screen, or what?
Hold on. I'm seeing if that's gonna fix it. Maybe I should jump in there now. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
I guess that's fine too. That's one way to... That's an easy way to fix it. Actually, hold on. It's not like a way to... Isn't there a way to copy a room or no? Forget. Okay. Here, we could just do this. That still stays off screen. We just gotta move... this. Alright. Put that over here. Actually, this can have a different background. It's gonna be the clouds, because we're outside. Let's see.
Also, Matt's saying here, the Master wanted Trigger, knowing it would activate the Elder System, but he wanted this to save the carbons, so why does he think... so why do we think the Elder System will wipe out the carbons? I wrap my head around this theory. Master wanted Trigger, knowing it would activate the Elder System. Can you clarify that a bit? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that first sentence, or the first phrase.
We'll do it where it's like invisible.
Oh dear, what was that?
I don't know. Bonkers, what'd you do? I don't know. Nothing that was not on the floor already isn't there, so I don't know.
I've never owned a pet, but that is always something that is really kind of, me wonder how do pet owners manage having pets? Like, uh, man, like you hear something, and it's like, and you know, it's like you never know when you might hear a crash or something, you know? Really hard on the nerves. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It could be really hard on the nerves to have a pet and essentially, you know, have something in the house that can break something at any given moment. You're knowing it. Like you walk into a room and you see something on the floor that's broken and you're like, oh, wonderful.
We can put a key up here. Just trying to, I don't know how
If the
people
master
do
wanted-
that.
If the master wanted trigger to destroy the system. Sorry about that. Okay. To destroy the system, then. That the master... Like, he wanted trigger to destroy the system at the very end there, of course. But I was under the impression that there was a time in which the master... as he was at that final scene. So, like, I feel like that time when he came down to Terra and was talking to Mega Man, you know, I feel like that was kind of a turning point for him, you know, kind of a realization there that he had not known before. It's like at that very moment that he really started to sympathize with the humans and really acknowledge their worth and their value. But I feel like there was a time, like when he established the Elder System, I feel like that was at a time when he wasn't so inclined to empathize with the humans. Or the other humans anyway. I know he's a human himself. Yeah, I feel like there was a large part of his life where he was not very, he didn't really care about the humans, or the Carbons, I suppose. That's who we're talking about. So, that's why, the Reaver bots and the whole Elysium and all these defense systems, you know, that were established by the Master as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I want to say that Solar System could still be a thing to wipe out the humans just by, well, even if the Master did kind of turn around at the end. I feel like that. Establish the system, the Elder System, I mean, kind of like too late, I suppose, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure if I'm articulating myself well.
Now I got that the way I want.
Nice.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's what we were working on before. So then, you get the key. We'll find out what the key is for later, but we got the key. Alright. Let's see. Let's see, what else?
School Matt's saying here, the only way I can think is that the Elder system is slower off, while I believe the CRP is faster and permanent. Yeah, it certainly seems like the Elder system's slower. Makes that clear very well when she says, remember at the very end of Legends 2 where she says, I doubt it'll activate anytime soon, but eventually they will. So, yeah, I mean, just based on that line, active soon, I think that shows it's much slower. The carbon reinitialization program, it does strike me as kind of an immediate thing, where, like, you press a button and all these, well, Juno referred to them as workers, but all these workers come down from out of a certain capsule, and then just lay waste to the area that's supposed to be reinitialized. Other system, yeah, I think it is slower. I think it is like, you know, what was the other word you used? Shut off, yeah. That too, it seems like it's a lot more controllable. You know, it's a lot easier to, like, figure out and manipulate, I suppose. I mean, it sounded to me like, and I really do think this is kind of where Legends 3 was going to go. There was going to be, you know, this set of ruins that you had to explore, and those would be like Elder ruins. There'd be like a Guardian inside it who would be the representative of the Elder system in that area. You know, like an Elder unit, let's say. And, you know, once that like, unit was put out of commission, I think, like, a part of the system would have gone down. And then eventually, once you just take out all those units, you know, you take down the whole system. Those are just the impressions I was getting. There's no evidence to back this theory up. But, I mean, let's go off of what Yuna said. What did she say? She said, let me get the exact line up. Hey, Kerplop, you caught us right in the middle of some theorizing. Talking about what the Elder system is, a point of major debate within the fan base. Here's what Yuna says. System buried all over Terra in what the Carbons call ruins. There's so many, I don't even know how many there are. I doubt they'll be active. I don't know how many there are. I doubt this script is not word for word. I doubt they'll be fully active soon, but eventually they will. If we don't do anything, just imagine what will happen to Terra and all its people. Okay, so first line there are remnants of that system buried all over Terra in what the Carbons call ruins. That suggests to me, or parts of the system scattered in like one ruin not one ruin in total, but like several different kinds of ruins scattered all throughout the all throughout Terra, and maybe in one point, I don't know. She doesn't specify exactly in Terra where these ruins are, so for all we know, they could just be scattered all throughout the world of Endless Water. For what it's worth, I think, based on that line itself, I think there's like, you know, a part of the system, like, I don't know, some facility located in certain ruins scattered throughout the world of Endless Water, and once those facilities are, like, explored and, like, deactivated, I suppose, I think that also deactivates the Elder System. That's how the worked. You know, you go to these ruins and you collect the keys, and then it brings you one step closer to, you know, well, of course they thought it was going to be unlocking the Mother Lode, but that didn't end up happening. But yeah, just like a building up to something, I suppose, you know, like, going somewhere, doing this thing to bring you one step closer to a goal, and then once you get all these places together, then your goal is realized. Old School Matt saying, I want to touch on something. Her saying the Elder System isn't activated yet is why I believe MML3 should have a major time skip. Years. That, you know, this is a very good point, actually. I think this is very much worth talking about. Because she does give the impression that it's going to be a while until these systems activate. It was quite curious. Well, I mean, this is all theories, of course, but you know, the footage in MML3 in the prototype, which has those Reaver bots invading Tiamo City. And it's speculated that that had to do with the Elder System mentioned at the end of MML2 being activated, you know, as a result of Elysium's having deactivated. But yeah, that begs the question, okay, look, if it is the Elder System that's kind of triggering this large-scale Reaverbot outbreak, then how is it that, I mean, why is it that Eunice said that it's going to be a while until the Elder System does activate? You know, so, and we're talking, like, is it from the prototype, the end of MML2 to the prototype, you know? So yeah, it's a very curious subject to me, personally. I thought the Elder System was the ruins themselves, like those designs on the walls. Which ruins? What ruins themselves? In my mind, the Reaverbots are as much intruders to the ruins as the Diggers are. There's a way to keep them from reactivating the Elder System. Oh, that's a curious point. I haven't quite thought about that before. I just always thought of the Reaverbots as being like the inhabitants of these ruins. And you know, like so much, their home. And I guess, I guess I had thought that they were there to keep people out of something, you know, keep them from finding something. But that was still kind of their home. I just thought... the Endless Ocean are because of Elysium hiding away the Elder System. So are you suggesting then that the Elder Ruins, so to speak, are like, underwater? Any Reaverbots to the surface tells me the Master System is in self-preservation mode. Prepare for a battle with the Elder System. They can always make more carbons. Oh, I wonder, could they make more carbons? That's a very curious subject, actually. least that's how it's programmed. Maybe not all parts of the Master System have registered Elysium's shutdown. Oh, that's another thing worth questioning, I think. Yeah, it really makes you wonder, just what did Elysium's deactivation do? You know, to the system, to the whole... Man, even just to the whole genetic makeup of Terra, it genuinely seems like so much of Terra, you know, the way it worked, the way that world worked, was dependent on the Elder System, or not the Elysium. You know, because like everything, I feel, stems from Elysium. The carbons, and the refractors as well. I think the refractors are also kind of rooted in functions. It just seemed like so much of that world was, excuse me, so much of that technology on Terra was rooted in Elysium. So it really does make you wonder just kind of what happened, or you know, what are the full effects of Elysium shutting down. Carbons were originally artificially made. Yeah, I know that. But I'm wondering if they still have... Like, if the technology still exists that can manufacture, so to speak, carbons. Independently, after all. Yeah, it's true. He does seem to kind of be rolling at his own pace. I think important things that the humans wouldn't want the carbons to accidentally stumble across the Elder System. The important things that the humans wouldn't want the carbons to accidentally stumble across the Elder System. Okay, I think I see this now. It really makes you wonder if the carbons or the humans were really trying to hide something that whole time. And it's so hard to say, especially because there aren't any more humans on Terra or anywhere in the world of Mega Man Legends. It's like the Master was the last human, and there's so much mystery surrounding himself as well. You know, like, why is he the last human? Where are the other humans? So stuff like that. I feel like there's so many questions revolving around the actual demise of the humans that we can't even start to speculate on what happened. That we can't try, of course, but it's really difficult. Master wanted Volna to delete the library, so maybe that was where carbon DNA data was stored. Oh yeah, huh. In an endeavor to, like, prevent the cloning of carbons? I don't know. That does seem like really dangerous technology, though. Like, a technology that enables you to just mass-produce all these workers for yourself that are intelligent and, you know, can think outside the box. It's one thing to have, like, Reaverbots who can to the T and just kind of, like, one thing to have mechanical workers who are not intelligent, but it's a whole nother can of worms entirely to have actual intelligent workers who can, you know, think outside the box and, you know, do things in a really unique and fundamentally intelligent way. And he did say he was past due to purify his district. Replied anyway. He said something to the effect of, like, you know, it appears that the carbons have, overproduced in the time that I was inactive. So it's like he was saying, oh boy, I've been sleeping too long and I've let all this work accumulate in the meantime. If they chose to. Perhaps so. There's one thing I was going to say about that time skip notion and activation of the Elder System. I do think it would be kind of convenient. And I was like, developers mentioned that delayed element of the Elder System in order to show that Legends 3, and if that Legends 3 was going to be focused on finding all these ruins and deactivating the Elder System by going to all these ruins, it would be, it'd be presenting the notion that you do have ample time to search these ruins and deactivate the system. So it's not like this one where, like, in Mega Man X5, you had, like, 24 hours or 48 hours to do this, to save the world. They don't want that much pressure on you throughout the adventure. They want to make it so that, like, something's going to happen if you slack off, but you have enough time to, like, go around all these islands and explore all these ruins to deactivate all these, components of the system. So, it's like a plot device to show that, to show that you do have enough time to search all these ruins and, the Elder System. But yeah, it's, strike a balance, I suppose. Wanted nature to take over instead of the computers. Yeah, but I feel like the Master, he only realized that after a point. Like, there was a certain period in his life, thought it was fundamentally important for the whole world to be organized by systems and computers and machinery. I feel like after he had gotten to know Mega Man more, and, he really started to think about his own nature in, as to all these other machines around him, he really started to see just how, valuable and important, human intelligence was to the, to the world, I guess. So, I feel like there was a point where he was really, he went through kind of a personality change, like, pretty cold, like when he was just establishing the system and, like, the Elder System, the Master System, making all these machines, the Reaverbots and all that, and even establishing that huge, complex life support system for himself that kept him going for, like, what was it, 1,000, 2,000 years? What was it? Something crazy like that. He was really kind of cold and, like, machine-like in his earlier years, but after a point, realized the importance of human intelligence and the need for there to be, like, kind of imperfection, maybe, in the world. And that's what kind of compelled him to tell Mega Man, ask Mega Man to destroy the system. Like, that was a testament to the fact that he had changed his mind after a point. Master had thousands of years to rethink things, which I guess shows that he wasn't entirely out of touch with his human nature. Like, there was a point in which he was really out of touch with it, so much out of touch with it to the point where he established this huge life support system, and he made all these Reaverbots, and he made all these systems that sustained the world. And you could say they were effective in that they did help the world flourish and stay alive, but they were ineffective because they didn't give it life. They did not give... in establishing all these machines to order the world, he also, at the same time, took life away from it, and took away all the things that constitute life in, in its completely un-machine-like components. I feel like he just, he had to do some soul-searching before he eventually realized that, what he was doing wasn't right. It wasn't natural. It wasn't, in harmony with how the world was fundamentally structured, I suppose. We are getting really deep into things here. Old School Matt saying, alright, let's say that things like Juno, Trigger, Geats, and Gats are all agents of the system, but the Reaverbots are the agents of the Elders. but without the Elder System being active, they become basically unintelligent. And when the Elder System fully activates to become improved, stronger, intelligent... Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to draw a diagram to put all this stuff together. Here. I see, okay. Robots are kind of all dependent on the Elder System, whereas the units, the apparently intelligent agents, from the Master System. I see what you mean now. Oh, that is so true, Kerplop. Yeah, we have totally been overthinking this stuff for 20 years, and it's great, you know. It's testament to the depth of the Legends world. You know, it's so... There's so much mystery, so much nice, you know, thought-provoking mystery surrounding the Legends world that it just gives us so much to chew on, you know? It, be inclined to say that that same mystery can just brain, I suppose, and just make you think after a while, well, what am I even talking about? You know, this world is so complex and convoluted that I can't even make heads or tails out of it. You know, I think there's a good and bad point to that, I suppose, of any really complex shows. And in our case, it's just given us a lot to think and, you know, talk about overall. Oh, and that's another good point, I think. Not just thinking about it, but talking about it, you know? Talking about it with other like-minded fans who aren't worried about getting, like, really deep into things which the developers probably never even thought about. You know? But that's all a part of being a fan, you know? Like, immersing yourself so deeply in this thing that you like so much that you don't mind talking about those things that the developers even probably never even thought about. You know, that's all in good fun, and those kinds of tendencies, you know, the tendencies to talk about the things that you don't think the developers even spent half a second thinking about, is the sign that you are really attached to this, you know, this series, and you know, you're just a really passionate fan, I guess. Like that, they give you just enough and leave you to dream and imagine for yourself. Exactly. I feel like Legends just strikes that balance so well between, you know, giving you just enough to go off on, but not so much to where you're there's nothing to fire your imagination. And that's the big point of part about Legends for me. It just fires the imagination. It gives you so much to think about, while at the same time not giving you just enough to where you can come up with stuff that makes sense. Yeah, there's a definite balance to be struck there. Like, you don't want to make things so mysterious to that people don't even have the means to make theories on. Make any kind of theory, however mysterious it might be, some blueprints, you know, some blueprints to base those theories on. This world, I feel like, really establishes those blueprints, and they make those blueprints so just firm enough to where you can build off theories on them and, like, expand upon them and build a world that just makes enough sense to where you can be fascinated by it, I suppose. Felix saying, even if when they did say he liked to keep things open, wondering about. Props to him in that respect. It's, I really admire developers who can, like, their world only so much to where, lost, I suppose. And that sounds weird when you think about it, because, like, you want to figure out what's up with the world. You want to be able to, like, assign all these goals and stuff, and, like, completely come up with a huge diagram, huge comprehensive diagram for how this event led to this, and how this was why this happened, and so on and so forth. And that's all I want to do. That's the purpose of theorizing, is to come up with ways to make this world make sense. Yeah, I think it's because on one hand, I almost want to say that you could also, like, ascribe that same tendency to laziness. You know, like, laziness on the part of the developers to not expand on their world so much to where they're more sense. But you know, I think it could go both ways easily. But I'm constantly, all the same, I'm constantly coming back to that a line from Kobu number 20, who he wrote a post, and at the very end of it, he said, well, the lore and, you know, theories as to how this lore could have made sense. And at the very end, he said, well, I guess in the end, all we can do is, he put it in a really witty way, but, like, coming up with theories for, to compensate for Capcom's lack of interest in doing so themselves. Making up for their apparent laziness in not expanding upon these stories enough to where the things make more sense. So yeah, it's confusing, but also kind of nice. Hey, nice to have you on board. We're talking about everything under the sun. I've often said I don't care nearly as much about the game as I do the story. Oh, and for sure, there is so much to explore about the story. And, yeah, I mean, the games themselves are great, you know, they have so much personality, so much charm, so much color. That's something that always strikes me about the game. They have so much brilliant color in them. You know, and they're such great games for, like, wonderful RPG elements and stuff like that, but in the end, I feel like a lot of the things that, the main thing that draws people to Legends is the world. You know, not just one element, not just the gameplay, not just the ruins, not just the stage design. I feel like with most Legends fans, it's not just one thing that draws you to the series. Where it might be with some other series like Classic or X, you know, I often see that most people like Mega Man X, specifically for its gameplay, you know, and stuff like that, series that people are attracted to for one main thing. But with Legends, I feel like the main attraction to that is this huge mishmash of all these different things, you know, and so, like, not just one thing, but, like, the entire picture. Not just one piece of the puzzle, but the entire picture of that puzzle, I guess. These elements in Legends just come together so well to make this really nice, well-ordered picture that's just, I suppose. Alright, assuming Sarah, Gates, Gats, Juno, and maybe you and I have those beastly forums, does Trigger have one? And I remember talking to HF. You guys might know HF. He's helped us with some translation things on a couple occasions, and he's also made this Rockman Dash Legends. Really nice, really neat comic, which he's still kind of expanding upon. But I was talking to him a couple weeks ago about its potential other form, or his potential Purifier form. You know, like, did he at one point have form from what he has now in his Purifier form? And to my surprise, HF was under the impression that he didn't, and he did kind of just look the same as he does now. And I brought up to him that, well, wouldn't that line of Juno's upon his awakening kind of, like, imply otherwise? And for those of you who don't know, when Juno awakened, he makes this very intriguing remark that when he sees Walnut, that he didn't recognize him in his current configuration. Imply that he at one point was configured in another sense to where he didn't look the exact same as he does now. I'm talking about Walnut, of course. But HF proposed that maybe... What was it that he said? It was like... I don't quite remember what he said. This was a few weeks ago, so let me just go back to that conversation and refresh my memory. Any point that he brought up, though? Yeah, that's right. So HF was proposing that maybe Juno wasn't using visual cues to recognize him. And so, like, he only said that he didn't recognize him in his current configuration because there was, something else about Trigger. It's different. So, like, you smell different. Oh, Trigger. You know? Because it was kind of like a delayed reaction. He did eventually recognize Trigger, but it, like... you know, it took a moment for him to kind of recognize that there was different, I guess. He said, hey, Mega Man, when you get so buff? Oh, it's, I think you can pin so many different theories on the notion of whether or not Mega Man looked different in fire form. Another person who factored in on this discussion just recently was the illustrious Eki Ishikawa. For those of you who don't know, he recently just, took to Twitter to answer questions that the fans had for him about his career, or about anything relating to the works that he's been involved with in his career. You might expect about 90% of the questions he got focused on Mega Man Legends, and specifically the lore of Mega Man Legends. He was not able to answer a lot of the questions that people put to him, primarily because involved in the artistic side of that world. But he obliged where he could. And asked him about what Mega Man looked like in his Purifier form. He did answer that question to some degree. I can't remember what he said, but he did. To my surprise, he did address that question. If you're interested in looking into what he had to say about that, I would encourage you to look up his Twitter. I can't exactly recall what to say about that. You know, it's kind of like something that Ishikawa just did in his own time, so and you'll be able to find, like, just on his Twitter, which, you know, it's easy enough to access. So much to that, to where you probably won't be able to... He doesn't tweet so much to where you probably have a hard time finding these answers. Yeah, let me actually take this opportunity to link you folks to his...
Did you die? Oh, he muted himself. Okay.
We're on web, and I just exited that browser. Never saw exactly what Trigger looked like before his battle with Sarah. Could have just looked like X-Zero or even Proto Man. I mean, it's possible. Hey, you never know. Maybe he was X-Zero or Proto Man. Okay, for those of you who are interested, here is Hideki Ishikawa's Twitter. Hideki, pretty simple. And while I'm here, I might as well look for that regarding Trigger's true form.
Show me a true form.
Hey Zero, nice to have you on board. Oh, here's a curious thing. Ishikawa was saying here, he's answering the question, what is your favorite Bond mecha? Let's see if you guys can guess this one. All of them? No. Apparently Theodore Bruno, for the reason that he... This is funny, actually. He says he likes Theodore Bruno most because he likes military bases.
That's the bottom.
Another question. What is the purpose of the original human units from Rockman Dash? The sub-cities had keys in them. Did the original human units guard those keys? Oh yeah, no, this is like going right into what we were talking about earlier. But, yeah, Ishikawa only says here, I think that preservation of human culture was the purpose, until mankind revives. I do not know about the keys. Something there. It's funny, when you go into these answers, you realize just... Ishikawa is just kind of like throwing his own theories into the mix.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't?
Someone also asked him, is the Kobun Run burger store on Cadlock's Island like the Stripe Burger? Ishikawa replies, I do not know until the next work is released because I already quit the company. Oh my god, someone's asking about Tuttle! What's Tuttle's backstory? Their character in the Rockman Dash series from Tron Meet Kobun. Oh man, apparently Ishikawa didn't even know that. Really? I understand that it is a popular cult style? That doesn't make any sense. Apparently didn't know that, huh? Why does Tuttle like dressing like Willy Wonka? Yeah, put that question to him, see what he says. Ask how old Yuna and Sarah are. Question when you think about it. Like, if you answer the question about how old they are, you will essentially answer how old the Master System is. There are a number of questions regarding what's up with Bon. Bon, an actual blood relative of Tron and Teasel, protected by a robotic body, or is he a robot that Tron built? Ishikawa was saying, they have their parents. In this world, robots also grow. That's really creepy when you think about it. If Bon is that big now as a baby, how big is he going to be as an adult?
It's best not to think about it.
I know, he's going to end up being as big as Theodore Bruno. Listen to this. Bond family always names their machinery something German-like. Staff, does this mean that Tron, Teasel, and Bon are all Germans? And Ishikawa was saying here. No, I only use German because it's cool.
Makes sense to me.
Let's do it. Interesting. So it sounds like Rockman Dash was designed with a future image, like a future time period in mind for the Mega Man universe. Listen to this. Someone's asking Ishikawa, why is Terra flooded in Rockman Dash? Ishikawa is replying here, rising sea level is one of the most common future images, and it was more interesting to have underwater ruins. You know, I had never quite thought that Rockman Dash was designed time period for the Rockman universe in mind. But it sounds like it was.
Yeah, it always just seemed kind of random.
Seriously. Legends 4 is a pesky adolescent. Yeah, you never know what to expect from Bon. Good question. What is the purpose of the Reaverbots? Why does that human doll created by a Reaverbot in Dash 1 mean? Wait, what does that... What human doll? Oh, that's the museum artifact, right?
Yeah.
That's right. I never quite thought about that before, but it is kind of strange to have, like, a human doll in a place populated by carbons. Huh, I wonder if there's a translation issue with that. Oh well, at any rate, Ishikawa was replying here, perhaps I think that it is an existence that maintains the function of that world. Maybe even nanomachine-sized ones may exist. I don't understand that.
Sorry, I don't think he does.
Perhaps I think it is... existence that maintains the function of that world. And here that the Reaverbots were made. So yeah, pretty much what we've been thinking for a long time. The Reaverbots were made in order to sustain the world's, yeah, just the world's nature and stuff like that. I understand that. What are the original human units from Rockman Dash? Details unknown. Perhaps I think that it is the ancestors of the inhabitants of this world. About that, honestly, because if we're going by the notion that the carbons were manufactured, created, then like how would the carbons be like descendants of the humans? Like, isn't the master the only descendant of the humans from the previous eras? Man. I was kind of rustling the bee's hive here.
Alright, the Silver, take it easy.
Catch you later, Silver. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, this was striking to me. Kala apparently played the Mega Man Legends 3 prototype.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how he got a hold of it, because like, he was, he's been a freelancer for a long time. I don't think he was working at Capcom at the time Legends 3 was being made. So how did he get a hold of that sample build? Maybe he got a hold of it, maybe Capcom gave that to him, so that he could construct his heroine design.
Maybe.
Huh. Nintendo.
Yeah, there you go. That's a much better answer.
I remember what I was saying earlier, guys, about Ishikawa addressing Fire form. Apparently he did it. He didn't. He only said, I think there was nothing. I never saw it during production. So, sorry for getting your guys' hopes up. Didn't mean to. Things to speculate about. For the record, I don't know quite why you would ask about the birthdays of X and Zero. Month, not the year. I mean, I guess we do all have, we all kind of want to wish X and Zero happy birthdays when their birthdays come along. But... Okay. You look like bad box art Mega Man. You never know. Maybe he was a dog. Oh hey, here he is again with that same question. Rockman Trigger looked like before he became Rock Walnut. Sorry if you're being asked too many questions. Oh, and he is. Do not know either. If it too designed? I mean, that makes no sense. I think he's saying if I were to design it, it'd be an inorganic feeling. Okay, if I'm guessing here, I'm guessing he means that, it would be like a machine-like form. That's a hard sentence to make out, though. If it too designed it, it would be an organic feeling. Oh wait, no, come to think of it, I had HF translate this from the original Japanese earlier. I'm gonna see what he said. So, HF is saying that he guesses Trigger would look mechanical, but he has no idea either. Well, that's, there you go, folks, from Ishikawa himself. Happy build day? I guess so, although I don't know anything about, you know, or Reploid birthdays. Reverts and chases Tron up a pole. Yeah, that was just him. You know, Volnut, Paprika was just Volnut the entire time. Josh, I want you to, of old school Mats.
Huh?
That's the message from old school Matt. I want you to quote it.
What if Trigger's original form was John Cena? Right?
Good enough.
I bet you can't put these.
Are you almost done with your masterpiece stage?
I think so. You know what? I know what to put. I know exactly what to put. So people can't just rush through this. Where are they? There they are.
Oh, here's a fun one. Here, someone's asking him, "What is your favorite thing about Rockman Dash? What about your favorite person or citizen?" Jikawa says here, "I'd love to go back to that world again with the VR system. Everyone likes town people." Hey, can you guys clarify who Gigi is? Gigi? Apparently it's a Japanese name for a character in Mega Man Legends. Is that Geats? I want to say it was Geats. What do you... Old man or grandpa? In the context of this question. Spell that out. J-I-J-I. Okay, yeah, that was Geats. Someone's asking in here, did Rockman X become Rock Volnut? Gigi says Rock Volnut was the greatest irregular hunter in Rockman Dash 2. Ishikawa saying there is no clear description, so it is still unknown. Because the world of Rockman Dash is a future after thousands of years. I don't think that's... I think it's safe to say that Volnut is not X. Yeah, that seems to be the case, Morpheus. That trigger was made by the Master. So, oh, hello, by the way. Nice to have you on board. Volnet is a can kicker, man. Wait, I don't think I read that right. Volnet's not X, Volnet is can kicker, man. I think that's... that, actually. Do you know I have to wonder if Mega Man was actually a class of robot in Master System? Yeah, okay, so this gets into a really thought-provoking discussion as to what a Mega Man is in the world of Mega Man Legends. It seems like there are two varieties. The first were, I think, Mega Men of the past, you know, so like the Mega Man of ZX or Zero, or just the other Mega Man that is as the heroes of ancient times. There's that kind of Mega Man. There's the Mega Man of ancient times as recognized by the world of Endless Water now, and then there's the Mega Man of the Elder System, of the system, tasked with the duty of observing and, you know, maintaining the world. And I don't know. I want to say that the Mega Man of the Master System were characterized as such because they were given the same duty and of past times, you know, or which they believe was the duty of the Mega Man of past times. I almost want to say that the reason that the Mega Men were, you know, in the system were called Mega Men was because it was a means of validating them in their duties to sustain the world. I guess it's more symbolic than anything. They would explain why Roll would know the term Mega Man and name Volnet as such. Well, according to the game, that was only because she played a lot of Mega Man titles herself. But hey, you know, I've always thought that tie that notion in with, like, you know, eventually, you know, just the fact that there are a lot of Mega Man games in the Legends universe doesn't mean that those game weren't, you know, didn't actually happen in that universe. I've more thought of it as, like, the past ages, or the present age, they became enraptured in, as time went on, they kept on passing on these legends of the Mega Men of past times. And eventually those legends kind of inspired things in the form of stories, and, you know, at a later point, video games. So essentially, those video games that Roll was playing at that time, and even the TV shows or comic books, you also see, like, Mega Man comic books and TV shows in that world as well. I like to think that those were inspired by years of these legends of the Mega Men being passed down, you know? Just like how we do in our time, you know? We're inspired. The media we make is inspired by our, you know, folklore that we pass on from generation to generation. That she would call an actual Mega Man, Mega Man. Yeah, I would think that is an utter and complete coincidence, unless Roll herself was, I don't know, divine inspiration. Or whatever you want to call it. Yes, I'm aware of that, old school, Matt. Original Japanese doesn't mention role-playing games as a baby to name another baby of the same age. Hero named him Rock to create a pun. Yeah, yeah. And I guess in the end, that's the canon explanation. That's the explanation we ought to be going off on. Really, just really funny to think that a baby was playing Mega Man games. But hey, you know, Roll is a prodigy, so he's a child prodigy who has exceptional mechanical knowledge. So I don't want to rule out the possibility that she has the ability to competently play a Mega Man game when she's like a year old or something. Sense of Steam is saying, Roll's first words, go. Oh god, this boy name is Mega Man. If they don't listen to data. Yeah, now that's an irony. One-year-old Roll can confidently navigate a Mega Man title. Zelda, on the other hand, has her stumped. Oh yeah, that's yeah, you need a progeny, I get those words confused so often nowadays. Progeny and prodigy. Yeah, Roll, she's a prodigy, but she's not, so competent as to navigate Zelda competently.
It's so good. Can you actually make that without anything? Oh my god.
Hey, what's the difference between a Super Rockbuster and a Hyper Rockbuster? I would guess, and this is just throwing a guess out there, but I've thought about this long and hard over the years that I've been associated with Mega Man. And it's been hard to come to this conclusion, but through years of thoughtful contemplation on the subject, I think I can confidently say that the difference is that one is Super and the other is Hyper. PC Felix beating Legend of Zelda when you were pretty young. I honestly never got around to playing that game until years later. We're talking like actually only 5 years ago on the Virtual Console when the Wii U, or when the Wii Virtual Console was still thriving. And yeah, man, that was an experience I'm not going to forget anytime soon. Man, it's crazy how much game developers were able to get away with back then. Just hiding things in completely random locations that you literally have to just do a shot in the dark in order to find.
The original Zelda, or?
You know, like, a lot of those locations you have to discover in order to progress the story are just, like, shot in the dark things. Until I got to the... what was it? The monster that you had to give the meat to. That was where I was stumped. That was where I had to look up a fact.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what to fix already. Oh, I didn't save the key. Well,
oh dear.
That's why we can get out of here. Let me do this one instead.
Was there a Fuse Man in Rockman Rock Force? Yeah, I played that. Did you play? Did we play that on the stream, Josh? Rock Force?
Oh, is that one fan game, right? Where you can play as a Robo Masters?
Yeah. Okay. Was that the one?
Yeah.
I want to say Rock Force was another game. Okay, maybe it was. But I forgot that a Fuse Man was in that game. An unofficial Fuse Man. And of course we're getting the Mega Man 11 Fuse Man now. Crazy how stuff like that can work out. The exact same thing happened with Mega Man Unlimited and Mega Man 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Nitro Man, yeah! Mega Man Unlimited had a Nitro Man earlier, and then, lo and behold, Capcom announced their Mega Man 10, and they had a Nitro Man too. And in the end, Megaphil, who was the developer of Mega Man Unlimited, had to call his boss Tri-Nitro Man. Retcon? Rock Force was retconned. Started making its own robot man. Sorry, what?
I said crazy how that happens.
Isn't it though? You would never know it. Now that the Carbons, or no, it's not Carbons, Cartoon. Now that the Cartoon has started making its own Robot Masters, I wonder if any will show up in the games. Yeah, you really gotta wonder. I mean, crazy stuff has happened before. Crazy stuff can happen again. I'm wondering if there are going to be any like cameos at all from that series in the game. I'm sure that you know, the cartoon cameos from the cartoon will show up sometime down the line, but you never know. And then there's that that Blast Man. You know, there was remember Blast Man from EXE from Battle Network. He's coming and he's getting a classic, what do you want? What's the word? Version now. The cartoon any good? Haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it either. There was someone on our page who posted a Mega Drive, like every episode in that series so far. So there's that, you know. So if you want to watch them the easy way, that's the way to do it. But I think if you have cable, then you can watch the episodes for free on Cartoon Network's site. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but if someone else has seen it, then please feel free to, you know, sound off on your thoughts about the series. It was solid, not horrible. Since the Steam saying, not horrible out of 10.
That's my
saying the
favorite
cartoon's
ranking.
doomed from the start, but I hear folks are seeing it. Yeah, things have been pretty mixed so far. I guess this is as good a time as any to say that if you folks have any Mega Man Maker stages to send to us, then please feel free to. We will take a break from this level making to play those stages.
Yeah, I think I've got it done now. It's there, that goes there. And you get the Cut Man, the power of Cut Man.
Here we have Zero.
What? Not closed. I opened it. Yeah, it's open.
Nightbot
I
saying.
know what it is. Hold on. Let me try it again. Well, that's the first one we've gotten, so it's okay.
Yeah, we certainly would have known if anyone tried to send us something before.
Yeah.
Not seeing that's Kerplop, but Springman is a walking parody. You can just laugh at him in so many ways. He's just one of those bosses that no one's you can't take seriously at all. So
I like it.
him because of that one fact I mentioned, that he's, just look at him. That's all I have to say, just look at him.
Well, then I'll just add those to the queue myself because it is being done right now.
Oh boy, gotta do everything by hand, eh?
Yeah. Let me see.
And he's also in ARMS. You mean to say there's a Springman in Mega Man 2?
Yes. Hold on. Oh my god, calm down.
That cat is going nuts.
I know. It's going as crazy as bonkers.
And that is no easy feat to achieve.
Exactly. Okay. Alright, I went ahead and added it to the queue by hand. Oh, whoops. Alright, I need to get out of the... there we go. How come I can't...
I'd make a Mean Bean machine, but ARMS is also Tails in that one Sonic 3 and Nuts parody. Also, the 2 limbs that we have on our person, that's just what I hear through hearsay.
I'm almost done. I'm just trying to... There we go. Just gotta bring back the checkpoint thing. Alright, there we go. And, this way. Alright. Oops. Get out of there. Crap, did I remove him from over here? Yep, sure did. Okay.
Dr. Wily and Smash with a mecha using Sunker. That sounds like a great idea, Kerplop. We gotta do that as soon as possible. Oh, speaking of Mega Man Sunker, did you folks see that curious tweet from Proto Dude earlier this week that he put up a poll wherein he asked his followers if they would buy a odds and ends Mega Man collection. So like a game containing Rockman Soccer or like the Power Fighter games or maybe even Mega Man and Bass. Odds and ends, miscellaneous games.
Yeah, I like as long as it keeps that title, Mega Man Odds and Ends. I think that's a pretty good title.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be averse to the notion.
Okay, how do I upload a level now? That's the true challenge, is knowing how to upload a level. Upload, there it is. Alright, yes, we will beat this level. No problem. Springman's Springy Challenge. Or Springy Level, because I couldn't come up with a better name.
How did you know that was up there, Josh?
I'm pretty good, I guess.
Man, that was... I wouldn't have guessed that was up there in a million years. Bump saying he loves Springman's theme like a toy store. Yeah, oh man, the whole stage is essentially one big toy store too. A vibe anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff going on. I can really appreciate it when when there's like a playful sort of Mega Man theme in a stage. I think of, you know, not just Mega Man 7 and Springman's stage, but also like Clown Man's theme in Mega Man 8, or Magic Man's theme in Mega Man Bass. I think there are a couple others, but they're kind of few and far between. But man, the few playful themes that are in Mega Man, they are really good. I can genuinely appreciate them.
This break ability is so good in this.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just massacred that
one
thing.
hit. Wow. Eh. Oh well. Have some fun with it.
Oh, that trailer.
Can't use block against him. I'll make it too easy.
Oh.
Just in case. Great. I'm sure. Oh. Well,
And
I guess I wasn't that sure because the game just crashed when I uploaded that level.
you lose all your progress?
I mean, I saved the level. I don't know if it got uploaded.
DNA inside him
Nope.
for ages. Think it affected him? No way.
They didn't get uploaded, whatever, I'll do it again later. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the one level that was submitted to us.
I don't know if the Master's DNA affected data. I wish I knew, but it's really hard to say. Just at the master's data, it looked like a memory card, but I don't know if a memory card will have implications on a person's personality. Really like pizza. No one can deny the pizza. Yeah, true.
Exactly. Alright, this one's Castlevania NES Adventure Master
Cheese
Mix.
meat. Pizza's got to be a luxury item in an ocean world. Yeah, probably so. Although, to be fair, it looks like they do have a lot of, well, I don't know.
Oh, my mic is muted. That's weird.
Wondering about that.
There we go. Hmm.
But you got the Ghosts and Goblins music up here.
Yeah.
This ain't Ghosts and Goblins. Well, it is now, Morpheus, I guess.
Castlevania's kind of like Ghosts and Goblins. Oh my, of course.
Oh boy.
Gotta love that. Gotta love fire enemies coming out from the Wawa Woo Woo.
So you can pick whatever character you want at the start?
Yep.
Master's genetic code to pass the ID test in the library. Yeah, that's a pretty good point.
I'll take that.
That's a good idea, Kerplop. We should do that. Kerplop's saying here, say Halloween's coming up. You guys should do a Mega Man Maker challenge for spooky stages.
Sounds like a good idea.
That does sound cool, yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, bye.
That ring, led a good life.
Those guys get very angry.
The effort to define scary for this contest. We could just get a bunch of people sending in duplicate, like stages that duplicate the stage design in like Mega Man X7 or something, and call that a day.
That's just not right.
But it would still be scary in a sense, so we might have to define scary for this little event. Vanishing Gunga Boo!
I have no choice. My God, go away.
That guy is...
That guy's scary.
And Pooh King's Revenge, says Felix.
Ah, he fell off. It's alright, we're good.
This is really clever.
Yeah.
I like it.
There you go.
Oh, Ariga's birthday is a couple days away? Nice! Yeah, he has done a lot for the Mega Man community. And even keeping Mega Man alive. I mean, we're talking... well, he was, like, one of the main sources of, like, Mega Man content that we were getting during the dark ages of Mega Man, let's say. Like, we're talking during, 2011 to up until the announcement of Mega Man 11, which, there were, like, what, 7 years between that time? Something like that.
Pretty much.
But, man, props to him, because during that time, we were still getting... We didn't get any games, but what we did get were those excellent comics, or mangas, from him on time, too, so... and, shout-outs to Archie, of course, for doing that same thing, but, yeah, Ariga, I think, just, deserves a very honorable mention in the Mega Man Hall of Fame for, I guess. The, who was it? Dynamo Man and the maniacal guy in Mega Man Base. Ah, man, it's just on top. He's my favorite Robot Master, and I can't remember his name. That's great.
It's alright. I can't remember his name either.
Robot Masters now.
Stop it.
Burner Man, there we go. Thank you, Kerplop. Yeah, he designed Dynamo Man and Burner Man as well. So, he has some, he's done some things in the world of official Mega Man, too. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Surprised I made that jump. That's it. I lost it.
You don't rush coil or something?
Nope.
Dang. Magic. Ooh. Wait, a 0? Else.
Ah, well, I guess I
Okay,
gotta
yeah, that
chase
was
again
0.
Again. Yeah, 0 made the sub up. Ah.
Now you have another chance to get it.
Yep. This is the keep going until I get it challenge. Ah.
Ah.
Oh yeah, right. I don't have the buster. Ooh. Oh yeah. Thought I could do that. Whoa. That guy did a lot. Ah, come on. That didn't work. I was trying to kill him with the reflex.
Nice.
That's only 2 hits. Do it again, bro. I dare ya. Anything over here? Nah, I gotta fight them again. Whatever.
Takes longer, but it's fun.
Yeah. Man, thank you for the follow. This I got a follow from somebody. I think his name was like Mario. Something. I apologize for that. Whoa, apologize for that, but thank you for the follow.
Gosh, nice to have you on board.
Ooh, thank you. Oh, not thank you.
Oh, that was.
I ran right into him like a big stinky dummy. What?
Weird. That's gotta hit your shield. Your whole jump had invincibility frames.
Yeah. Woo. Definitely need that. All right. Come on. There we go. I'll take that. Enough Medusas. Ooh, hey, thanks. Aw, come on.
Dang.
The hair out of reach. Ah.
Probably hit that at the peak of your jump and not hit the spikes.
Nah, couldn't.
Just gonna...
There.
Yeah, you could.
Huh? I tried. Now we're in outer space. Ah, now I'm dead in outer space.
It's grim.
Oop, there we go. Hey, Castlevania went all over the place, like down there. No, see, now I went back to Earth. So I fell down.
Man, just should have done.
Hey.
The scientists are still baffled as to how those ladybugs can be so annoying.
What? I killed one hit earlier. That's cheating. Oh. God. Oh, the chicken. Ah,
Chicken?
the chicken.
You understand?
For Castlevania.
What's the Castlevania
Oops.
reference? That was clumsy of you.
It sure was. There we go. Got the chicken. Bleh. Oh, they got the final boss song from 7. That's cool. Get out of here, Dracula.
Nice.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Alright. And that was a Castlevania NES Adventure Master Mix by that dude Zero. Pretty good level, pretty faithful for the tiny little heaps of Castlevania that I played. Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. You get the code right there. Circuits fitted better. A miserable little pile of code. What does the share button do? Wow, you can... Really? Oh yeah. There it is. Here, I'll tweet it on my own. That's the one I'm signed into.
Yeah, see what it does. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's right there. I'll put it in the chat. What the? Did it go in the chat? Oh yeah, it did. Okay, my chat did a weird refresh thing. But yeah, this is a good level. I'd recommend it. It's pretty good. Pretty fun. Alright. But But I guess that's pretty much all the time I really got for it. Yeah, I've been going on for a bit. Most of it was making my level. That was the only level we got, so... And I gotta get going, because I gotta get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Because tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm gonna do a lot
Is
of
it now? Wow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I guess we're gonna be wrapping things up here.
Yep.
You have any news to share?
Not really. I just like Explore a lot. I just want you guys all to know that. It's pretty good. It's not really news, but...
You're gonna be playing X5 tonight, you said.
Yeah, most likely. Unless I change my mind, but probably won't.
Okay, well guys, Josh is gonna be streaming, unless Josh changes his mind or there's another storm.
Yeah.
I dare say he's gonna be playing X5 tonight, so you can check that out on his channel later on. Or if you're in the mood for some X4, you can go over to Steve Felix's channel. He's telling us he's gonna be streaming that game later tonight. So yeah, lots of Mega Man ahead of us, I guess, today. And you know, so like, but for us, we are gonna be wrapping up here. So, not a whole lot of news right now. I mean, if you're paying attention to Mega Man 11, you'll find a lot of news there. But for us right now, not a whole lot going on. But you know, as always, stay tuned to our page for more announcements. And see you, I guess, next week with more Mega Man Maker. So until next time, guys, fight the good fight. As always, legends never die.
Legends never die.
Alright, see you folks, and have a fantastic weekend. Stay legendary.
Yep, bye-bye.